My name is Umesoma and I'm making this video from the city of Owerri, Imo State. So I have come to testify about the goodness of Elroy in my life and in my family. Before now, I had 2 girls, so I've been praying to God. I've been asking God for a baby boy. After a while, I changed my prayer request to 2 baby boys. I said, God, I want 2 baby boys, twins. So last year I became consistent on the fire altar. This year January, when my husband got back, I told him let's go for tracking. He said okay. We went for it and it failed. It was unsuccessful. I remember the last day we met my gynecologist and said it was unsuccessful. My husband asked me if he should pay again and for us to try it one more time. I said no. I told him that I feel God is angry with me. I can't be on the fire altar asking God for this and I'm still here doing this. I said, do you know what? If God doesn't want to give me this voice, it's fine. But I believe He will. I am on the fire altar and I have heard people's testimony and I've been tapping into their testimony. So I'm also going to share my own testimony on this fire altar. So Pastor Jerry will say, print a picture of what you want, write down what you want, and come to the altar with them. So I printed this picture of this cute twin boys with their names. I kept praying with them on the fire altar with the things I wrote down. The things I wrote down were 2 baby boys, 2 baby boys, 2 baby boys. February, I got sick. After a series of tests, found out I was pregnant. That day I went for scan and the sonographer, I had his junior colleague there with him. So during the process, he asked his junior colleague, do you know what this means? And she said, yes, of course, 2 babies. I turned, I looked at them, I said, what did you say? The man said, you're having twins. I just laughed. I said, hey, Roy, I can see what you're doing. I know what you're doing. So when I go back home, I became scared. I like, God, what if these twins turns out to be 2 girls? Whenever I come back to fire altar the next day to pray, and I watch people's testimony, my faith increases. And I said, it's the same Roy that is doing this for these people. He's also going to do it for me. I kept tapping into different testimonies. I would hear women say, they printed pictures, they prayed, and exactly what they prayed for was what God gave to them. So when I went for scan again, before I left the house, I wrote on my palms the names of my 2 baby boys. I wrote it on my palms, and I wrote on the other palm, what God cannot do does not exist. So when it got to my turn to go into the scan room, fear gripped me. I said, what if it's 2 girls? And another mind said, no. What God cannot do does not exist. When the sonographer started, the first thing he said was, this one is a baby boy. The first one is a baby boy. I just said in my mind, hey Roy, the God that sees me, make a name for yourself. I said 2 boys, not 1 girl, not 1 boy, but 2 boys. The next thing I heard again was, the second one is a baby boy. Remember how Pastor Jerry would say, how would you scream? How would you shout? I couldn't shout. I couldn't scream. The only thing that came out from my mouth was what God cannot do does not exist. That was the thing I kept saying. I told the guy, I want to see it. I want to see it. He said, look at the first baby boy. Look at the second baby boy. Pastor Jerry, I know when you used to ask us, how would you shout? I used to shout, but on that day, I couldn't shout. I couldn't scream. I was just there. I was confounded. I didn't even know what to say. Indeed, we did pray, we did show. My baby boys were delivered successfully. Nothing missing, nothing broken. They came out healthy, sweet, cute. Pastor Jerry, your babies are cute. So I've come to say thank you, Elroy, and thank you to Pastor Jerry for teaching us how to pray, for helping us build our faith. Like other NSCPDians will say, the oil on your head will never and can never run dry.